Live yet?
Did you get it?
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Here we go. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, got a great show for you guys today. This is the aftermath of Javonte Davis, Hector Luis Garcia, in conjunction with all the other fights on the cards. Ennis, Karen, Chukujan, Demetrius, Andrade, Desmond Nicholson, and of course the real main event that really stole the show, Rashidi, Ellis versus Roman Villa. We'll be talking about that and the aftermath of that because we've had time to process it now. If you're watching us live, smash that like button. If you're watching the replay, do the same thing. Smash that like button because we're here, man. But we got a man to my left, a man that really needs no introduction for. He is known the whole world over. It's the one, it's the only, it's Pops.
Yeah, welcome to True School Sports and welcome to another edition.
Another edition, man. So listen, it's been a long day for your boy today. Pops will tell you. Woke up this morning, went down to Mundo Boxing Gym, did a couple interviews down there with, and I took Pops with me, dropped Pops off, came home, ate, did my little Philip Hergovich, Fury, Joshua, heavyweight video, dropped that. As soon as I dropped that, put my backpack on, went to the other side of where we live at here in Homestead, and then went to another gym, and then came home. Then went to the gym, worked out myself, came back. Now we're live here on True School Sports. So listen, man, put into that work in all phases of life. So gonna be a great show. Gonna be a great show with you guys today. But a lot happened on this card. This was a very memorable card. For some reasons that were good, and for some reasons that were not so good. But for good, bad, or indifferent, we're gonna talk all about it, and we'd like your guys' feedback. So the three of you here, make sure you guys comment. We'll definitely interact with you. Got our first comment from my main man, El Único Cocho. He says, saludos and God bless. Saludos to you too. God bless you, champ. Hope all is well wherever you're at in the world. But let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into the screen share because there are some things to react to and talk about with Tank and everything that's taking place with this fight in the aftermath, So this was reported by the Sports Business Journal. Now, PBC broke the all-time live gate at the Capital One Arena out there in D.C. That's the home of the Washington Wizards and the Capitals, if you guys don't know, as well, the hockey team and NBA team.
Right.
$5 million in ticket revenue Saturday night from Javonte Davis. Right, so he absolutely once again proves himself to be. You all can hate Leonard Ellerby all you want, but one thing Leonard Ellerby that hasn't lied about. That's right. Is Javonte Davis's drawing power at the gate.
Long nose, tell the truth.
And this proves it once again. So shout out to Javonte Davis. There's not a whole lot of stars in boxing right now from America. He's probably one of the only boxers from the USA that when you go talk to the average Joe Blow on the street, they might actually know who he is. Yeah. He actually has. That kind of that star power at the moment. Following. Yeah, so it's good for boxing, and I think it couldn't have happened at a better time for him because if this Ryan Garcia fight isn't just a figment of what they're telling us and a figment of our imagination, then this is going to be a great for him. As far as I guess negotiations or any extra leverage he may be looking for. Because at the end of the day, like you told me when I was a young kid, money talks. And bullshit walks. So Javonte Davis once again proving his value, proving his true value at the box office. That
I think a lot of it with Javonte Tank Davis is to me is that he knows how to finish off opponents, and boxing fans love to see that. They like that excitement. They like to see him. I mean, I think he's come out and done that. I like his maturity level as a man now. He's speaking with more to me like. Yeah, he's making mistakes outside the ring, but as a man, I see him going up and everything. And like you always say, timing is everything. Well, now everything is timing because now he's got to face Ryan Garcia.
No, absolutely. And as far as Hector Garcia, for those of you who are curious, these were the scorecards at the time of the stoppage. Now, I had a bit of a different scorecard than the judges did. I actually thought Hector was doing his thing and was actually slightly up on the cards, but one judge only gave Hector one round. The other judge gave Hector one round, and the other judge gave Hector 2 rounds. So Dave Moretti was the only guy that gave Hector more than 1 round.
The guy you always talk about.
And I didn't quite see it that way. I thought Hector was doing a good job boxing tall off that range, and I guess they didn't see it quite like that.
Yeah, and as I was watching the fight myself, I didn't see in the first couple rounds, I didn't see Gervonta Davis really too involved as far as his offensive going towards Hector. Like Hector was jabbing, keeping his distance, was doing the right thing as a taller fighter, not letting Gervonta get. But I didn't see Gervonta to the later rounds, the 5th, 6th round when he actually turned it on and did what he had to do. But other than that, I would go on what you were saying, favoring Garcia for what I've seen with my 4 eyes.
Oh, absolutely. Shout out to Varibo out there in the comments, and he says, and I'll read your comment right here without highlighting it, but because I'm on screen share. But Varibo says he gave Tank 4 free shots and couldn't knock him out, so he quit. Those cards are disgusting. Yeah, man. There's no way in hell you're gonna tell me Tank only won or Hector only won 1 round, or he won more than a round, and it was more than 2 rounds as well. Under a microscope, he did this to you, Pops. He says, I don't know about the maturity. He did hit and leave a pregnant woman behind in a car crash.
No, but like I said, if you heard my first statement, I said what? I said he's matured a lot in the ring as a man, doing what he's doing, but outside
in the ring. Okay, I like that. The operative word is in the ring.
In the ring, the outside. So I'm with you on that. So yeah, I agree with you what you're saying about that. What he does on the outside ring, he's got to grow up a little bit more on that. But as far as he's talking and carrying himself in the ring, I can't complain about it.
Yeah. Shout out to all 14 of you here, and I see a couple more people here now. So those of you that are here, leave your comments down below. Definitely subscribe if you're new and hit the like button.
And going to talk about this topic here, Davis and Garcia, I have to say this.
I was just getting to that.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just getting to that. You got calmed out. Paul was calmed out. But speaking of that, Ryan Garcia, Ryan Garcia was, talking a whole lot after the fight. He had 2 tweets, and I think these tweets are pretty simple. He said, "Goodbye, Tank. It's over for you. No more talking. Let's get it on April 15th." So he actually dropped the date. Yeah. There's actually a date now, April 15th.
But I was trying to backtrack before this, but about Hector Garcia. I want to go on. I'm a big fan of Teddy Atlas. I don't follow his channel like I should, but I like what he said, and I'm with you on this one too, Brandon, because you did say it after the fight. He said anybody that's in the big fight and literally he felt Teddy what he said he felt that Hector Garcia quit.
Yeah. Do you think he quit?
I think so, because after the fact that all of a sudden he didn't get rushed to the hospital, nothing. Then all of a sudden, like about 10 minutes afterwards, he's all clear. I personally think that he quit. Whether he did a physical thing, whatever, he got blocked a couple times. But I think what was happening is he was starting to feel what Tank was throwing at him, and he had an answer for it. Yeah. But that being said, I'm not going to discourage Garcia. Garcia went in there. Hector Garcia went in there, took care of all his risks and opportunities, and that's why he was a nobody, and now he's a somebody because he took those risks and did what he had to do.
I'll say this, man. I was having a conversation with somebody today at one of the gyms, and when on God's green earth is Hector Garcia ever gonna fight a fighter as big of a name as Javonte Davis?
That's what I'm saying.
Even if he fights one of the champions at 130, there's nobody there that's as big as Javonte Davis. So my thing is this: you've got everything to gain and nothing to lose. You're the smaller man who came up. Like I know this may sound harsh. Like I know I'm not in the ring, so it's easy for me to say, but I'm just telling you guys, when you talk to the fighters that have actually made a name at the highest levels for themselves in boxing, they really understand what this game entails. And what I mean is that of course, like us on the outside, us normal civilians, we're gonna say, well, Hector can live the fight another day. He should leave the ring, and he's got to look for his vision. But Chris Eubank Sr. said it best. Mm-hmm. Fighters can't be normal, not at that level. It's not. It's easy to be brave and be good when things are going your way. But truthfully, you can't even be brave in boxing or in life until adversity strikes. That's when you really show what you have. And I hate to say, I'll say it again. I'll repeat what I said in my video. When Hector got put under some adversity, he wasn't able to answer the call. He wasn't able to go above and beyond the call duty. And I tell Pops this all the time. He may get people that say, "Oh, you fought a good fight. Yeah. Oh, pat you on the back." But guess what? You know what happens? You know what happens about a week from now? Mm-hmm. You get forgotten about. Yeah. A month from now, you get forgotten about. He's still a champion. He can still fight at 130. But ultimately, that was probably going to be the biggest fight of his career. More than likely, and you never know, but more than likely that will be the biggest fight of his career. So when people look at Hector Garcia, they're going to say, that's the guy that quit against Javonte Davis. I hate to say it, but I'm just telling y'all the unfiltered truth.
And that's how society is. They always remember the dark side of things. They don't remember the bright side of things. So that being said, he did say he's going to go back to 130, whatever the case may be. But I will go. I backtrack and go by what you said after the fight when we have the videos. That I think I'm going to go with what Ellis says. He says what champions are made of is when things like adversity.
When adversity strikes,
and that's where you really want to go. He felt that Ellis went and said, "I pray that he's okay physically," but honestly, I think he quit. So I'm with that on that one. But good luck to Hector Garcia. Like I say, he was a nobody. And
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he came a long way. He came a long way. I'm just keeping it. I'm just keeping it real about the fight and what transpired, because I hate when that happens. I hate like for example, just because a fighter quits doesn't make them like a bad fighter. It just means they're not the best fighter. That's all that means. That's all I mean. It means nothing more, nothing less than that.
Yeah, and like I said, shout out to Davis. Davis is doing his thing. Sound the crowd like him and everything. I said the only thing I didn't like about the whole thing was the bonehead McMill and all that crazy shit. I don't like any of that stuff.
He was gonna fight the Russell brothers.
I don't give a shit what he was doing.
They were gonna stomp 10 holes in him. He can't fight.
But I'm just
saying, got no hands.
In general, you go in there to enjoy a fight. You can't enjoy a fight when you got idiots like that. And I think Davis did the right thing. He backed off. And he backed off, like he said, let the security and police officer. Honestly, he backed up because he don't know if there's gonna be bullets and shit showing in there, and he didn't want to get hit with one.
There you go. Garcia fought well after the punch. He's a quitter. What do you? I'm confused with your comment, JD. What do you mean by that? Garcia fought well after the punch. He's a man. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like Tank was lifeless the first 3 or 4 rounds. And the minute Hector really felt when Hector was presented with the opportunity or with the questions of like what it was gonna take when the realities really hit him of what it was gonna take to win that fight, he found his way out. Yeah. And I'm sorry, like I like Hector. I wish him the best in his career. I hope he fight now that he lost the Tank. I hope now that he's at 30, he fight the number 2 WBA contender, my boy Otar Aranosian, so Otar can take the belt off of him. And God bless him. But
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like that saying that Mike Tyson says.
Everyone got a plan to get punched in the face.
Yeah, so I think he felt a couple of not clean punches, but enough to let him know if I stay in here with Tank, I'm going to be in trouble. And he had no answer for it. Yes, I mean, he was jabbing, he was keeping his distance, but as the fight was going on, Tank was closing that gap.
I got a question for you, Pops.
Yeah.
Under a microscope says, is there any chance that Ryan is talking a big game because he doesn't think the fight will happen with Tank's court case? Like, do you feel like he's acting extra tough because he feels like
no, I don't think so. I think the problem that what we as people or we as fans, and we know Ryan Garcia. Let's be real. We know his track record. He talks a lot of shit for a lot of big fights, and then when it comes out to it, he puts his pink underwears on and he walks away like a bitch. But so people still judging him for that. I don't think so. I think because and I'll tell you why I'll say that because when they asked Tank Davis on the post fight thing, how's everything going with Ryan Garcia and things, and well, Ryan Garcia came out the 15 was going to be the fight, and he said they just went in for a dotted line. So I don't think it's that. I think that he's going to have he wants this fight. You can tell he really wants this fight, and this is really his coming out fight with Tank to show the people like, yeah, I might have bullshitted you in the past, but now I'm here for real.
I'll be honest. I haven't always been the biggest Ryan Garcia fan and supporter, but this is the one fight that I actually think when he talks about this fight, I believe him. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you guys never heard me say this before, I'll tell you guys why I believe Ryan Garcia, because you got to understand what drives a fighter. Because fighters are motivated by different things, different reasons. Some fighters want belts. Some guys want money. Some guys want status. Some guys, want to just take care of their family, whatever the case may be. For Ryan Garcia, for me, what I hear when I hear him talk about what he wants out the sport, all I hear is about status. He wants a certain status, and then I don't mean status as far as belts or status as far as champion. He wants status as being the biggest name, the biggest star, and the biggest attraction in boxing. So if you've ever heard Ryan Garcia speak about just what he wants for his career, he says belts don't matter. Yeah, he said belts don't matter, which I don't agree with, but he said belts don't matter. It's all about who you beat. And beating Javonte Davis would make me the biggest star and attraction in boxing. So because that's what he's motivated by, I actually believe that he's going to be up for this fight.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you also one thing about I've heard some people saying, "Oh no, Ryan Garcia is just a a social media star or whatever thing is, and he's got the platform. He think he can do everything. No, this is a different motivation for him. He's actually testing himself. He's actually saying, I'm going to beat the fuck out of Tank Davis, and I'm going to do it in front of you all, and I'm going to prove all you motherfucking naysayers that you're wrong. And he's motivated by that because what's happening is everybody said making excuses for him. Oh, his mental case, he's got this, he got that. He's got all the motivation in the world to go ahead and do it. And he's going to bring money, because boxing follows money. So he's going to bring money, and so is Tank Davis. So it's going to be a great fight. But I honestly think Ryan Garcia is really serious about this fight, and we're going to find out.
So you're picking Gervonta Davis?
No.
You go the upset?
I'm going motherfucking Garcia.
Why? Why are you going Ryan Garcia?
Garcia is tall, rangy.
Uh-oh.
He's fast. He's quick. He's strong. He's got power punches behind him. Hector Garcia didn't have that. Okay, so all these plus that I've seen him, it's gonna be hard. Like if you seen Garcia, Davis against Hector Garcia. In the beginning, he was having trouble with Garcia, and no disrespect to Garcia, but Garcia's not the same level as Ryan Garcia. Just imagine when a taller, stronger, power puncher like Ryan Garcia with quick reflexes gets in there with a Tank Davis.
A lot is made about the power of Ryan Garcia, and that's obviously a big factor. And I disagree with Black Light. I see a comment, Black Light. He said Ryan can't box, and that's why I think you're going to be gravely mistaken. Because talk to anybody who's actually been in the ring with Ryan. The one thing I always hear is, Ryan, I thought he was a big power punch, but then I got in there with him and I found out he's got a very good jab and whatnot. So yeah, he says Hector's got more skills. I disagree with that. I don't think he has more skills. If he had more skills, he would have imposed them a lot earlier in the fight. I don't think he has more skills. I think maybe he does certain little things like better than Ryan. Like I'll tell you what I think Hector does better than Ryan. I think Hector maybe probes with his jab a bit better than Ryan, and just like little things like that. But I don't think he's got more skills than Ryan. Black Light says his footwork is a mess. That's the one thing that's the only thing I'm worried about. But if you go back and you watch that Luke Campbell fight, the fight that everybody likes to always hold over his head, like, oh, he got dropped by Luke Campbell when he can't punch. But then, okay, yeah, he got dropped. He got up. But my thing is, Ryan made the mistake of leaving his lead foot on the inside of Tank's lead foot, putting him into position to get hit and get dropped. After that, he corrected the mistake, and that's the encouraging thing. My biggest concern for Ryan, I'll be honest with you, my biggest concern for Ryan going into the fight, believe it or not, is in that corner. Mm-hmm. Joe Goosen is an experienced trainer, but just from being around Joe Goosen when I went to the media workout, I just genuinely feel like, I don't know if they've genuinely improved or gotten better. And to me, that's the most important thing in boxing, So there are some questions I have about Ryan, but I do believe he has what it takes to put it together, and I think he will. And I think he might be shit the rest of his career, but he'll put it together that fight.
And that's not taking away anything from Tank Davis, because everybody's saying Tank Davis is going to look for that one shot like he always does and put the lights out. And we can't take that from Davis because he's done it to all his opponents. So we can expect that from him. What I have an issue with is going to be, can Davis walk up to Garcia Ryan Garcia like he did to Hector? I don't think it'd be that easy. It won't be as easy as it was against Hector. He had to figure out a couple of rounds. It's going to take him a lot longer to figure out a better level fighter in Ryan Garcia than Hector Garcia. No disrespect to Hector Garcia.
My man Quincy, I think Quincy right now, he's got my favorite comment of the live so far. Mm-hmm. My man Quincy said, where is it? He says, Tank fights like Canelo. I could see him getting exposed. Wow, yeah. Like him too. Yes.
I mean, I don't know what the odds are. It's really to say anything with the people calling it 50-50 fight or whatever they fucking want to call it. I don't see it like that. I just think that Ryan is just as tall, if not a lot stronger than Hector, and it took David a while to figure out Hector. I guarantee you, if he takes too long with Ryan Garcia, Ryan's gonna let him with something quick.
Well, the great thing about that fight, if it happens, because it has to actually happen.
And I'm not hating on Tank, I like
Tank too. But if it does happen, the good thing about it is I feel like Ryan's got his fair share of vulnerabilities. But come on, I know everybody loves. A lot of people like Tank, and he gets these knockouts. So there's a lot of there's a certain aura that he has going with him right now in boxing. But come on, the flaws are there to be seen. One thing about Tank, let's call a spade. Apart from Rolly, he hasn't really done great against natural 135 pounders. He didn't do great against Isaac Cruz. Mm-hmm. He didn't do great against Yukiyoris Gamboa.
That's an old horse right there.
So
take him. So We're gonna find out. I mean, and I'm not saying it's not Tank's time because I think right now with the mental state that Tank Davis is great. I mean, he's got everything going for himself. So yeah, he's great. But I'm telling you right now,
Fix electronic. He's trying to warn us of what Tank's packing with that punch. He says, Rolly didn't know where he was after the fight, and Hector had a concussion. Davis rewired his eyes. Yeah, one thing I'll say about Tank, man, and this is what I'm worried about, and this is why I think Ryan could get destroyed. Tank's fundamentals are so good. Like I've gone to 3 Gervonta Davis media workouts.
Yeah.
I went to his media workout for the Barrios fight, for the Pitbull Cruz fight, and for this last fight, Hector Garcia. So I've seen him shadow box up close in person. I've seen what that's like, and just even with something as simple as that, like Gervonta Davis' shadow boxing it lets you know the kind of fundamentals he has, the leverage he gets on his punches, and for being a guy who's so who everybody says is so small, the reason why he hits so hard is because of the fundamentals and the leverage he's able to get. And not just that. I think Tank Davis has this Mike Tyson thing about him. I'm not saying he's like Tyson, but he has something about him which is kind of similar to Tyson, meaning that he's from Baltimore. He's from the trenches. He's from the gutter. And a lot of guys talk that I'm from the gutter, I'm from the hood shit in boxing, but few fighters actually take the rage and all the trauma that can come from living in the ghetto, and they actually, display and fight with that and can fight with it in a controlled manner in the ring. He's one of them. That's the one thing about him that's probably the one quality that I will say is in a sense not to the level of Tyson, but it's similar to Tyson. He's able to take that rage being from Baltimore.
Yeah,
into the ring.
And he also when the motherfucker is out there throwing those punches, he throws them with some pack. Like he throws those punches to hurt you. I don't know where he gets that power from. When I was watching him a couple of weeks ago at Fifth Street Gym, I was like, damn. This motherfucker's 130, but what is he?
135.
135, but he's packing behind there. So I'm not discrediting him. I just think that I'm going with my gut feeling. I like both fighters, but I'm going to ride with Ryan.
Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised either way. I can see both of them getting knocked out. I can see both of them losing. But look, let's just hope, right? Because right now in boxing, I feel like if we're talking about the big fights, the two biggest fights to have a chance to happen is probably this fight, and I guess now Fury versus Usyk. So Ryan and Tank got a big responsibility to boxing, as well as Fury and Usyk had a big responsibility to boxing and themselves, really, because these are the fights that are gonna, define their careers. Really, they have a responsibility to make these fights happen and get them over the line. Because last year, all we got when it comes to the big fights, the big time boxing, we didn't get the big fights.
And I feel that by Tank being a free agent, like he is, or how he picks his fight, he seems to me in a different state of mind than when he was with, not saying taking that away from Mayweather and LOB. I'm just saying as far as his state of mind, it's the way he's talking, the way he sees things, he sees a different view. And I think it's his time. So I'm not saying that he can't go in there and fuck up Ryan Garcia because he's got the power. Nothing would surprise me in that fight. Like nothing. I mean, it's going to be either way. It's going to be a great fight. I'll just leave it like that.
We'll leave it at that. But shout out to all 34 of you here. Make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to these parts, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. There's a lot of great content coming out and a lot of great content already out. Check out that Dominique Francis interview from today. That's got a lot of people talking. Trap was talking about Inoue, and he didn't have the most favorable comments about Inoue, but he wasn't disrespectful. He just gave his opinions. But it's got a lot of people talking and going at him. So go check that out.
Got a lot of positive vibes.
Go check that out. Go check out all the Hergovich content. There's more interviews dropping tomorrow. I got more interviews today. So a lot of things going on. It's the year of being a true professional here on True Sports. So that's what we're doing. But switching gears, right? Because we can't just sit here and talk about Tank and Ryan. There'll be plenty of time to talk about those guys. But let's talk about something else, man. Let's talk about Jaron Ennis. The aftermath of the Karen Chuka John fight. Now, I let my opinion be very known in my last video about Boots. I thought that, people were giving him too much credit. I'm not mad if he thought he won, but whatever. But he didn't win no 12-0 shot. It wasn't that kind of a fight. No. And I don't think Karen just came and ran. That's just the fight. I saw a different fight than you guys. I don't know.
To go with that point, I made a point on one of the bigger channels today. I says, I don't like the media's narrative or some of the casuals narrative that when the A fighter is favored to win, the A sides win, they always discredit the B fighter when he's showing them out whatever style they're fighting. We seen this against the Karen fight. We seen this against the Rigondeaux fight. We seen this against this. So what I'm saying is there's a bad narrative because people don't appreciate when they have a moving fight. People say, oh, they're running away. They didn't want to fight. No. If you're as good as you say you are, you trained to cut off the motherfucking ring. Okay? Don't sit there and say he ran from you. You didn't fucking cut the ring off. And I will give props. I'm a big fan of Boots Ennis. He did come out in this post-fight interview because I was watching it today, and he did come out and say, yeah, I have to learn to cut the ring more. So he realized he needs to cut the ring more. So I'll give him that. But that being said, I'm going to put a little bit of the hype train on Ennis.
And pull back a little bit?
Yeah, into question because he showed me in that fight that there were some things that he was getting exposed on, and he really didn't have an answer.
Well, he's a good fighter. He's one of the top fighters in the welterweight division, but it's clear to see he still needs a little bit of work before he fights, the Crawfords of the world, and that's okay. The fact that he acknowledges that is good on him. I was talking to Jairo last night. Jairo said he thinks that maybe you should go back to your original opinion of Virgil Ortiz beating.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say like this: the thing about Jaron Ennis is he's gonna learn from this, and you best believe he's only gonna get motherfucking better.
Speaking of that, one of Boots' ex-opponents, and I got it on the screen. One of Boots' ex-opponents, the former 140-pound champion Sergey Lipinets, he gave his take on Boots' performance in the Karen Chukajan fight, and he said the following, and I quote: "Boxing is a brutal and unforgiving sport. All of a sudden, everyone is on Jaron Ennis' case. I can't even imagine how much I would have suffered against someone like Karen. Boots just beat him from pole to pole. Please, it's boxing. Of course, you're gonna get hit once or twice."
Yeah, I mean, yes, let's be honest. He won the fight. Yes, he won the fight. But before that fight, Boots has been leveled. It's up to a level people think the stigma of him, his appearance, how he is. He's one of the top welterweights. Okay, you're only as good as your last dance. I
don't agree with that.
But I'm just saying, the other night when he fought, to me, I still love him and everything. I don't think you all can say he won the fight, but he didn't get the job done.
Shout out to Black Ray Donovan. He said, "Thank you, Al Heyman." Could Karen last with Bud Crawford? That'd be very interesting to see. I think Karen Chukajan is going to get a lot of opportunities. Right now, the answer for that question for the last 7 years now almost has been no welterweight is going the distance of Crawford. Crawford's a master finisher. Personally, I think Crawford would have knocked out Karen Chukajan. I think Karen might have had a little bit of success in the first 2 rounds, and then around the middle of the third round, Crawford probably would have made an adjustment or switched or done, he done something because, Crawford, the little things he does, whether it be cutting the ring off, switching, the body shots, the combinations, the counter punching, the timing, Bud finds a way to get it done. And that's the thing. Like, I like Ennis, and I'm gonna say this. I don't know how Pops feels about this, but I'm gonna stick to my opinion on this. I still think Jaron Ennis beat Earl Spence, and my thing is this: if Earl Spence saw that fight and thought it was funny because he was LOLing on Twitter, then why don't you go fight him? Since there's clearly still some things to work on. He's your IBF mandatory. Why don't you go fight him and see how it works out for you? But as far as Crawford, no, I don't think he'd beat him right now.
And I'll be honest with you, Spence, comparing Spence and comparing Karen, it's like comparing, I don't know, box of popcorn or box of cherries, whatever you want to call it. What I'm getting at is Spence is more of a pressure fighter. He's more of a straight come forward, friggin' pressure fighter. He's not going to move around or move that the way Karen moves. So of course, Boots is going to have a better shot of fighting, beating Spence. And I still think he can still beat Spence. But let's be real. Until whether it's Crawford, whether it's Spence, whether it's Ortiz, they all need to when they get a fighter that's moving and slick and going to corner angles, they need to use the thing called cutting off the ring.
No, absolutely. So as far as Boots, reading his post-fight comments verbatim, wanted to get into that and then kind of just give my thoughts. But shout out to everyone here. We appreciate everyone here. All 42 of you, if you haven't done so already, please smash that like button so this live can get out to more people who need to hear this world-class boxing talk. Boots stated the following, and I quote: "I learned to just take my time and not rush anything. I'm glad I went 12 rounds. It felt great. I felt I was in the best shape. I just need to throw a little bit more punches. I should have got him out of there." And see, he's acknowledging his mistakes. He's not saying, I boxed a great fight and all. No, he's acknowledging that. So that right there shows me that Jaron Ennis is a self-aware person, right? This is where I really disagree with Boots, and I don't like this at all. I hate when fighters say this because they can't cut the ring off or apply any pressure to beat the guy up. But he said he ran a lot. Hats off to him, since a lot of guys didn't want to fight me. So shout out to him for coming here and taking this fight. Karen said about Boots, he had a different level of speed than I'm used to. I don't make any excuses. I wish I could have done more to hurt him. And shout out to Karen. I think, listen, Karen Chukajan is a now a known fighter in the welterweight division. And I would love to see him get another opportunity. I mean, I know Rashidi Ellis just lost. I like to see that fight. Rashidi Ellis with Karen Chukajan. They're both fast, right? One's fast with the hands, the other's fast with the feet. Someone's got to give, right?
That's true.
That'd be a great fight. I hope PBC make that fight. But
it just doesn't say, and not just Boots Ennis. A lot of fighters say that, and it pisses me the fuck off. And they say, to me, it's like an excuse. I don't care how you want to look at it. You fucking make an excuse. He ran a lot because he didn't want to fight me. No, this is a game of chess, and this is a game of chess. Okay, both you got to use your head, thinking, and do what you got to do. So don't say he ran a lot. You couldn't fucking cut off his ring. He is Boots. I love you and all and everything, but he exposed you on a lot of your shots. He turned you around in circles. You were throwing shots that you were missing. Come on, man. But I'll tip the hat off to you because you're still Philadelphia's own. So good luck to you.
Yeah, good luck. Best of luck. Everyone, and then here I want to see what you think about this, Pop. He said, "Everyone knows I want Spence. I'll keep waiting until the time is right and Spence is ready to take the fight." Now, look, I know Boots is probably saying these things to be political, but bump that. These guys are not eager to fight him. Spence is LOLing on Twitter. I don't think he should be waiting for. Truthfully told, I don't think Boots should be waiting for Earl Spence or a Crawford. I think Boots needs to be worried about fighting the best available competition. So if it's Virgil, then Virgil. If it's eventually Stanionis, then Stanionis. I know it's not easy to get these guys in the ring with Boots, but I'm just saying.
They asked him one on the post-fight interview because I was watching it today. They literally asked him, okay, now let's test Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz fight off. Would you be willing to take that fight, right now, whatever the case was? He didn't come out and say straightforward yes. He just said, yeah, I'm willing to fight the best. I want belts. That's what he said. So I'll tell you right now, Spence can laugh at him. Crawford can laugh at him. They all can laugh at him. You know why? Because he didn't do what he was supposed to do in the ring. So now they're going to use that against him.
Yeah.
They're going to use that against him. Okay, so now he's going to go back to Philadelphia, sharpen his tools, with Bozy. I love Bozy too, and get it right.
Absolutely. Quincy said Boots and Virgil was a close fight than I thought, and I'll admit it too. It's a close fight than I thought as well. But you know what's crazy, right? I remember when after Virgil beat McKinson, I did a video. Some of you may remember if you really follow this channel video by video. But I did a video after Boots or after Ennis beat Ortiz beat McKinson, and I basically was talking about how I think Virgil at that moment in time would match up against Spence, Crawford, and Ennis. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I said was that I think Virgil Ortiz has one of the best jabs in boxing. I think his jabs and his boxing skills don't get enough credit, because people just see the knockouts and that's all they focus on is the knockouts and him coming forward. But that jab is good enough to get anybody's respect.
Yeah. And
I think that jab would obviously make him be able to keep him competitive in the fights. And I remember it was crazy. I remember some dude who I never even heard of in my life, never talked to once, don't know him from nowhere. Some guy from Philadelphia messaged me on some bullshit, trying to threaten me and saying, "Yeah, I saw your video. You said Virgil had a chance when you come back to Philadelphia." And then I forgot what I said to him. And then he was like, "I ain't reading that shit. When you come back to Philadelphia, like, shut up, man. You're not on nothing.
Hey, it was like you were saying about and I like Jay Williams from Philadelphia.
J-Rock.
Now, let me tell you, man. J-Rock, if you need my glasses, I'll give them to you so you can check out what's going on.
He said he's not arguing with us. He said he's not arguing with these people.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue with these people.
And I get it. He's got to be biased for his fight from Philadelphia. I get the whole thing, but let's be real. Let's talk real. Come on, man. He didn't go ahead and fucking got a shutout. I'm sorry to tell you. Yeah, so it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Shout out to my man Quincy. He says he shoots that jab like a straight right hand. Yeah, I think he needs to, far be it from me. I'm just a kid from Dania who has a boxing channel, but I think he needs to take a little bit of steam off that jab and
mix it up a little bit so that jab could be a bit more versatile and set up all the explosiveness that all the great explosiveness that he has. Under a microscope, he says he's not eager to fight him being Spence, because he's hoping to get a vacant title.
Oh, wow. So you're just going to sit back and wait?
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, we see other fighters get that, so you might be right.
Oh, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. So, yeah. Daniel Vasquez says, are you going to the Tank Ryan fight on April 15th? Now, let me respond to your question with a question. Where is that fight and where is the venue? Because last I checked, they didn't announce something. But I'll tell you this. That would probably be one of the first fights I'd like to go to this year out of town. Either that fight or probably a little bit earlier, maybe the Bam Rodriguez fight. But yeah, of course, I want to go to that fight. I want to be there. I want to see what's going to happen with Tank and Ryan. It's a big fight for the sport.
Big fight. I ain't lying about that. That's a big ass fight, and there's gonna be a lot of talking and before the fight with everybody. It's conversation.
Gonna be a whole lot of fun. Just they need to get it done, and then listen, I'll tell you this, Daniel. Once they get that shit done, I'll have a better answer for you.
That's right.
But until they actually really get it done,
he's got 3 things for his rule. They don't have a
venue,
or
date, TV network.
He's not
right now. We got a date. So we're a third of the way there. We're a third of the way there. All we need is a venue, and TV platforms, and then we good to go. Tank Ryan gonna happen.
That's only being what this year, brother?
Professional.
Yeah.
This is the year of being a professional, because a lot of people, especially men these days, that's why the world's so fucked up.
Yeah.
A lot of men are amateurs.
Yeah.
That be professional.
So until the facts are out there professionally and everything is right.
Yeah, it's all just hearsay.
Yeah.
And I can see you and say, yeah, I'll be there, but then there's no event, and there's no point in talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But I hope it happens on that day, and if it does, I will do all I can to be there. Hand history of all, shout out to you, champ. Good to see you as always. He says, BT, do you think this is a 2-fight deal with Ryan and Tank? It could be, it could possibly be, but I'm not worried about if it's a 2-fight deal. And I'm worried about if we're gonna get one fight out of it.
I think it could be because of the money. They're gonna make money off this fight, believe it or not. So if the money's right, they're gonna have. It could be, but I think that Tank has different view of what he wants to do. He wants to take care of Ryan Garcia. He wants to go to Haney. He wants to go to so forth. They even asked him about Haney, about sparring.
I don't think he wants to go to Haney.
You think so?
I think Tank wants to fight Ryan, and if he beats him or whatever, I think he wants to take a break.
Well, he said no.
They keep talking about
Calvin
Ford. He's talking about this break.
After this right here, he's taking a break until April. He said that they wanted to have the fight right away. He said no. I'm the one that pulled it back. Oh. He pulled it back. He said personal reason. I pulled it back to April. So he's the one to push back. Does this break for him?
Okay,
fair
enough.
What I'm saying about Tank is he's taking all the names at 135, whatever weight class. He's going for all the names, and we're gonna find out what happens.
Daniel Vasquez says, I've been following you since 2013. Man, so you knew young BT. You knew man, I'm sorry I'm sorry, man. I used to back in 2013 when I was making videos about like basketball, I was a work in progress, but I appreciate the support.
Thank you.
I appreciate everyone who supported me, whether it's been 2013 or you're a new subscriber in 2023, man. It's been a long journey. It's probably taken me it's taken me 10 years to become a professional. But we're here. We're here.
So I think Tank wants to fight everybody, even Haney. Haney was making fun of him because he said he never seen somebody in the middle of a fight just stop. He was making fun of Tank. You know what I mean? And then they asked for a question about. We know we don't give a shit about sparring, but they were asking Tank, "Hey, you hear about the Haney sparring?" He said, "Yeah, I heard about it." He said that was about some kind of shot or something that they showed Haney doing something with somebody. It was supposed to be real good, and Tank came back and said, "No, that wasn't shit. He didn't do nothing. He just jabbed. That's all he did." How about you ask him when I had my sparring? The guy didn't want no more from me. He had to take 2 sparring sessions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he letting you know I'm a dead dog kill. I'm a killer. What he trying to tell? He trying to directly tell Haney, I'm a killer. You're gonna come in this way.
Absolutely. Fix Electronics says too many people are hanging around Boots. His team needs to trim the fat. I mean, that's up to them. I'm not gonna comment on that, but that's up to them. Robert Sanchez says, BT, if Tank and Ryan doesn't happen, who can and should Tank fight? I'm thinking about Alberto Puello. That's a good shout. That's a good fight. Frank Martin. I think Frank Martin probably the most realistic fight because Frank Martin just can't beat a guy that I think was in line to fight Tank and Michelle Rivera. There's been a lot of talking. Tank was talking that good shit when we went to the media workout. When Frank Martin's name came out, oh my God, he was talking so much about Frank Martin.
Better watch out.
Better watch out before you get one of your fighters hurt again.
Yeah, he wasn't playing, so I mean that'd be good. But I think, and I'll be honest, like I just want to Spence saying he wants to get the bigger fishes in the division. He wants to prove himself that I'm not going to sit here like I was doing in Mayweather and LOB's time and just was fighting these names. I want the big names now. I don't care who it is. I want them now.
The big dogs. Yeah. You know, Rico Ransom, Happy New Year to you, champ.
Man. God bless.
Good to see you as always. Long time viewer of the channel. Shout out to all 54 of you here at your boy BT. Brendan Taylor, the untouchable True School Sports Empire with Pops. This is the Aftermath show here on Monday night, 11:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, guys, please do not be stingy. Don't be stingy. It's free. Hit that like button so this video can get out to as many people that need to be here, that need to hear this, okay? Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And definitely, if you feel it in your heart, go ahead and super chat. But listen.
Would you prefer to have Tank fight Haney or Haney fight Lomachenko if you had a choice?
You already know I'd rather see Haney fight Tank.
Yeah.
Fuck the Lomachenko fight. Come on, man. You already know how I feel about that fight. I don't care. I don't care nothing about that fight at all. I'll go live for it. I'll talk about it because the people want to hear me talk about it. But honestly, I don't care about that fight at all. But I'm gonna talk about it when it happens.
Okay.
You know,
either or.
But listen, man. Shout out to my guy Roman Villa. All right, Roman Villa, him and Rashidi Ellis stole the show in one of the best welterweight fights we've had in years. To be honest, because like the top guys in this division don't even fight often, you know. So when it happens once every 1.5 to 2 years, you know, it's a great thing. But you know, Villa announced himself to the world. You have people in my chat calling him the new Marcos Maidana because the records are similar, and it's kind of, you know, there's some similarities there. But you know, listen, I love the way he's acting. I love the way he's talking, because a lot of guys, they win these kind of fights and they can say, no, I'm on to bigger and better things. But what is he saying? He's saying, you see it on the screen.
Yeah.
If Rashidi has doubts, we can do this again.
Yeah.
Listen, I beat your ass once, I could beat you again. That's what he's saying.
And when they asked him in the post fight, like, what was your game plan? He says, I knew that faster, slicker fighters would have speed. I'm gonna get tired out, so I let them box, and towards the end, I did what I had to do. And that's totally what happened. I gotta laugh at one thing. Brona came out was saying that Rashidi Ellis got hurt. I mean, they stole the win from him. I love you, Brona. You said some crazy shit, and that was one of the craziest statements you could say. He did not. He gave that fucking fight up.
Who? Rashidi?
Yeah, he gave the fight up. It wasn't stolen from him. He fucking gave the fight up. Why I say that? He tied out towards the later rounds, and he allowed Villa to push it,
impose his will on the fight, pretty much, you know. But Villa, he was talking about Ellis, and he stated the following, and I quote: he said, he disrespected me. That was his biggest mistake. At the press conference, he was only talking about fighting Jaron Ennis next and ignoring me. That gave me extra power because God doesn't like ugly. Oh my God, Roman Villa.
Yeah.
Roman Villa. He said, boy, you didn't focus on the right task. You need to focus on the task in front of you, not on the task that's just a fantasy. You needed to focus on me. How you gonna beat Boots? You can't even beat me.
Yeah, he would come.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, he would come on and said, he came on and said, you're laughing now, but you're not gonna be laughing when I fight you. And he said it after the fight again. He said, I told you that. Talking about rubbing it in a little thick.
You know, Samson Lucas was talking about Villa in the post fight, and he said the following, and I quote: in one of my tweets before the fight, I said that a star would be born in this fight, and I was right. The plan worked perfectly. You can only get away for so long against an animal like Roman Villa. And if Ellis wants to complain, he can have a rematch anytime. Just ask. Villa will do it again, but this time it'll be even quicker. If not, we're ready for Boots Ennis if he wants to fight.
What?
That's right. That's right. They said, oh, they were saying for Karen, oh, Karen ran around. I'm like, okay, you know, this guy ain't gonna run. Yeah, he ain't gonna run. So if Boots were to fight, I think Boots beat Villa. I'm saying if Villa fights Boots and Boots look like shit, then what? You can't say he ran. The guy didn't come to fight because he's gonna go right at him because he don't know how to fight no other way. You don't know no other fight. You know. So shout out to
pressure fighter coming forward.
Shout out to Samson Boxing LLC. Yeah. You know, But yeah, Villa said if he has doubts, we can do this again. There's nothing different he could do to change things. And if he tries to surprise me and exchange punches, then I can go home earlier next time. I'll put him to sleep.
Do you honestly think that Ellis just said after the fight he wants a rematch? What do you think is going to fare? Would he fare well the second time out if that ever happened? Or we don't know.
Sign the fight, make it happen.
Okay.
That's the only. I mean, we'll see. You can, like I said, you can
say stamina though. You say he's gonna get tired.
You can only be brave in life when adversity strikes.
Yeah.
And adversity, for Rashidi Ellis, a guy that,
and I love him from good man.
Rashidi Ellis has had adversity strike. He took a loss in the 25th pro fight to a guy that he thought he should have beat, or that he thought he did beat. A lot of people are saying robbery. I even heard shout out to him.
Do you think?
But I saw a couple on Instagram of my boy Ness from the Boxing Boys. Shout out to the Boxing Boys. But I saw Ness talking about this is a robbery. This isn't a fucking robbery. This fight, honestly, look.
I don't understand what
this fight. Look, when you get dropped twice, right? You get dropped twice, and then you have other rounds where you didn't get dropped, where the punches that you were landing and throwing didn't have a lot of steam on them, and a guy's walking forward. You're making the other guy look like the effective aggressor. So I could see how in the rounds of the knockdowns, the judges could have given Villa a round or two, and then he gets 2 10-8 rounds. So then the fight becomes very close. I don't think it was no crazy robbery. And I like Rashidi Ellis. I mean,
I'm from Massachusetts.
We follow. I thought me and Rashidi Ellis follow each other on Instagram. I've talked to him. I had him on here. I mean, I'll probably hit him up again to have him on soon. But I don't think it was a robbery. I think
Villa fought the right fight and just got the best punch, because I think you told me throughout the whole fight, because I was telling you, 5 rounds, he's got this.
I said that.
I was like, Ellis
the fight starts in the 5th round.
But so tell me, Pops, calm down. The fight starts after the 5th round. What I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Sure enough, it came through. So yeah. So I'm disappointed in Ellis. Hopefully he learns from this, rebounds, and gets back on the bike and do what he's got to do.
Fix Electronics says Samson is smart. I doubt he lets Villa fight Ellis again. He moves on to the next opportunity, maybe down the road. Yeah, I don't think that he's fighting Ellis again. Personally, though, I will say this. This is why I know a lot of people don't like Rashidi Ellis for whatever reason. Speculate all you want.
Mm-hmm.
I can't talk bad about Ellis, and I can't talk bad about Villa. You want to know why?
Why?
Right now, to me, they are the heroes of the welterweight division.
Yeah.
Crawford and Spence still haven't fucking fought. Still haven't signed a contract. Okay, and we're almost in the middle of January of 2023. Still haven't signed a contract since gajillion years ago. All right, all right. Ennis Stanley just pulled out with an injury versus Virgil Ortiz. Connor Ben's taking women's fertility drugs. Your Dennis Ugas, we ain't seen him since Earl Spence broke his fucking eye socket. What else? I mean, the division is in shambles. Yeah. It's an absolute shambles. So if we finally get 2 fighters, I don't care what you think about Ellis or Villa, we finally get 2 fighters in this overrated ass weight class that finally fight each other, and the fight lives up to. Yeah, it actually was better than I thought it was.
Yeah, let me be honest with you. Brendan, I really enjoyed this opening card. This whole card was great for me. I enjoyed the whole undercard that the Tank promotion put out.
I got a question for you, Pops, because there was a lot of criticism about this card. Like I'm gonna name some people in boxing, all right? But I heard like Rick Glazer, he had him on here. He was critical of the card. I watched other YouTube content creators like my boy. Shout out to him. Go subscribe. Johnny Boy, he was shitting on the card. So people were shitting on the card. A lot of people were shitting on the card going into the card, right? They were saying this card isn't good going into the card. This card isn't good. It's all tune-up fights. But then when the fights are a little bit closer and the ASAP fighters don't look as good, they still complain. They say these guys suck. They're hype jobs. So some of you boxing fans are just miserable.
A lot of times, some of these channels, and I'm not saying about the one we just talked about, specifically in general, a lot of channels, they have their own narratives about a lot of fighters and their personal things about them. And sometimes, instead of just enjoying the fight for the fight, what they do inside the ring, they want to hold whatever personal vendetta they have against some of these fighters.
Hand History Vault made a great point. He said, all 3 judges had Villa winning going into the 12th. If anything, that should be the main talking point about the fight. And see, you put me on game. I didn't see the scorecards, or maybe I did. I just didn't remember them. But yeah, Villa. I'm telling you guys. Apart from the rounds he got knockdowns in, the rounds where Rashidi Ellis was just trying to survive and was throwing punches that didn't have steam on him, where Villa was just walking him down and Villa was the aggressor. I'm telling you, judges probably saw that the whole body language of those rounds, and they said Villa was one of those rounds, even if maybe Rashidi might have nicked those rounds.
my son was telling me towards like the last couple of rounds, I think the last 4 or 5. He's telling me that Rashidi has no pop in his punches at all.
No, he's just walking right through.
He's
him.
trying to survive.
Roman Villa was fighting like freaking Antonio Margarito and Jason Rosario. He was just walking forward with no regard for human life.
Yeah.
Like,
and this might be crazy what I'm going to say. When you got God on your side, you always become victorious.
That's it. That's a fact.
And that guy always talked that and this and that. And I'm still a big fan of Rashidi from Lynn, Massachusetts. I'm from New England. I live down here in Florida. I'm going to still stick with Lynn, the city of sin. You never come up the way you came in. So I'm still sticking with him. I just need for him to just get better. All
right. Well, in the event that the rematch doesn't happen, you heard Samson talking that cash.
If that rematch happens,
No. But hold on. Okay. I don't know who King of King is, but he says I'm not gonna acknowledge that comment. But he said glad to see you kick that heroin addiction. Keep grinding. Absolutely. Yeah. Tell your mother I said hi.
God bless you. We're professional here.
That's true. Professional.
God bless you.
But you heard Samson talking about Jaron Ennis, right? Roman Villa versus Jaron Ennis. What do you think about it if it were to happen next?
I'm riding with Ennis. There's no fucking way I'm gonna. I mean, Ellis did good against Speedy Ellis, but Speedy Ellis ain't no thing to Jaron Ennis. I think
because Boots is now showing that he's a legitimate 12-round fighter now that he's gone the distance.
Yeah, listen,
and was strong throughout the 12 rounds.
He's gonna get better, and I think Villa, God bless him, he got an opportunity to show his skills, and hopefully he's opened up the door for him more. So good for him because I'm pretty sure that Speedy Ellis was the heavy favorite to win the fight. Shout out to him.
I don't know about heavy favorite.
Okay, shout out to him, but I don't think he's not going to be a Boots Ennis. And it's going to get better from what happened to him tonight.
I'm gonna just say this: I like Boots, but like let's be real and let's be honest. The Boots Ennis fan base, and I am a part of it, but like the Boots Ennis fan base, especially from Philadelphia, they're like a mob. Like you can't say nothing bad about Boots. So my thing is this:
you don't have to.
In the event, I'm gonna say this just for documentation purposes.
Yeah.
In the event that Boots fights like a Roman Villa who doesn't know how to box off his back foot, who was allergic to a jab for like the first 6 rounds. If he fights him and looks bad, come on, because he's gonna come right for. He don't know how to fight no other way.
Let me tell you, what I see from Boots the other night was like, oh my god, he was missing his rights. The guy had him turning around. He was doing a lot of stuff. He was overreacting to a lot of things. But that being said, I'm gonna say again, for all future fighters that don't want to appreciate fighters that have moved, angle, slick, and make it harder on you, don't fucking tell me that they ran. Cut the fucking ring off. Understand? Corta el ring y dale una pecosa bien duro en la esquina. Puñeta. Eso que te dice, corta. Cut the fucking ring off.
Can you say it in Japanese? No.
I'm just saying, like, that's my only thing. And I'm not no pro, okay? I've been in the ring myself, so, I've done my little thing in there. But what I'm saying is, you claim the whole time, and I love Boise and I love Boots. You claim the whole time we work on everything. We're there for every fighter, and then a fighter come out and really expose you, which he did, and then you want to say he ran away. You sound just like Teofimo and the rest. I don't like that. I don't like fucking excuses. Be a man up and get better.
All right. Well, there you go.
And Boots, I still like you're big. Philadelphia, stand up.
Shout out to all 5060 here. Make sure you smash that like button. It's the Untouchable True School Sports Empire with Pops, the Aftermath show, late night in the PM. You know what I'm saying? Let's switch gears, man, because we can only talk about Boots for so long. Ellis and Villa and Tank. There was one guy that fought on the card.
Stand up.
There was one other guy that fought on the card, and this guy's a controversial subject on this channel.
I know.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Woo Andrade.
Woo!
Demetrius, I saved the best for last. I saved the GOAT for last.
Hell!
I saved the I like Andrade. That's my guy.
Yeah.
But a lot of criticism after the Nicholson fight. Even me, like I remember when we were live. Maybe I think I was a little critical.
You were,
because I wanted to see a knockout. Because I think truth be told, Andrade should have knocked out a guy that was knocked out by Jesse Hardware card. Yeah. That's I know triangle theories don't always work. I get all that, but that was my take going into the fight. But emotions aside, all emotions aside, 14-month layoff, first fight of 68, veteran fighter, 2 knockdowns, virtually. This was like a 120 to 108.
Yeah,
this is the only 120 to 108 on the card. Not Boots versus Karen. This was 120 to 108. But I digress.
Yeah.
I was very curious in Andrade's debut to see like what his legs look like, what his stamina would look like, what his pop would look like. And to be honest with you, he didn't really. He really didn't look much different than he did at 160.
No.
It looked very much similar.
He pretty much.
It was the prototypical Andrade fight, which is basically be explosive, get the knockdown early, set the tone early, and then kind of just put it on cruise control from the middle of the fight to the end and win a wide points decision. That's been the MO with his career. But look, I've said this many times and I'll say it again. If he would have knocked out Nicholson, you know what we'd be sitting here saying? And you know what you guys, the haters of Andrade, would be sitting here saying? You be sitting here saying, well, of course he's knocking Nicholson. Nicholson's not good. He's a bum. He's been knocked down by Berlanga 4 times. Jesse Hart knocked him out. So he wasn't going to win no matter what he did that fight, right? No matter what he did. He could, so...
I was watching the channel today. They had a slow-mo of Bubba Andre's knockdown.
Okay.
And it was trying to, I forgot what the channel was. They're trying to contradict that Abu didn't knock what's his name out. This is not fucking boy. They just got to find something to talk about.
Yeah, but all in all, look, the ring rust is off. He got the 12 rounds.
Yeah.
The one fight I want to see, I know Plant Benavidez are probably gonna fight, so those fights aren't gonna happen next. Listen, man, get the Charlo fight ready now. A lot of you, I see Steady Stepping. Shout out to you. I see Quincy in the comments. Y'all are saying, "Oh my God,
Let's say
how, guys, how,
let's say
how on earth,
here we go,
how on God's green earth do you think that average cannon fodder, just overrated? He ain't been a B plus. Jamal Charlo hasn't been a B plus fighter since he was at 54. He's been average as hell at 60, right? And you're telling me he's gonna come up to 68? He's gonna fight one of the most defensively efficient fighters in the sport. Because look, I got it right here. It's an older tweet, but it's
receipts.
The receipts. Charlo's gonna fight one of the most defensively efficient fighters in the sport. You see it. You see the numbers. I know it's a tweet from just a couple months ago in September, but you see it. Comedy Box average. I know you don't want to completely go by Comedy Box because sometimes it is bullshit. Yeah. But Andrade. You can see it when he fights, and it's very much reflected in the numbers.
I was laughing when
Jamal Charlo ain't winning 3 rounds against Andrade.
Recently, the motherfucker been in hiding, fighting nothing but fucking tomato cans, right? And he would have walked up to people and say, "When you want to fight me? Like, when you want to fight me?"
He should be doing that to Andrade. He should be saying, he should walk up to Andrade and say, "When you want to fight me?"
Well, now I blame Andre's at fault for this too. Fuck for Andre. Andre did the same thing. Both of them need to fight each other. You know why? Because they both had the same kind of thing back in 2022. They both were like, so have the fight. Then we'll see what happens. And
on top of that, I mean, I have a long memory.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Charlo fought Matthew Korboff and won by the hands, basically chin. Matthew Korboff's a southpaw, and he was an older southpaw at that point. He didn't even fight the best Matthew Korboff. He didn't fight the Matthew Korboff that Andy Lee knocked, that Andy Lee had to fight for the title. He fought the older faded Korboff.
The older version.
The older version. El Unico makes a great point. He sucks with southpaws. Charlo is trash against southpaws. And I think Jamal Charlo suffers from what I call Michelle Rivera syndrome, where you're very mechanical with your jab over and over again, and you don't got no feints or nothing to set up with it. So what winds up happening when you fight a guy like Andrade who throws uppercuts from the sky, you get timed and you get hit and you get hurt.
Do you blame that a lot on his trainer?
His only chance, but under microscope, you're right. His only chance is that Andrade gasses out.
But I'm saying, do you blame that on? And I respect the well-respected trainer here on True School Sports,
James.
Like him, do you blame him for not teaching him the feints and doing all this stuff? Or you just think that some fighters, no matter how many times?
Well, actually, you're wrong. You're wrong.
No, I mean, I'm just.
He's not with Derek James. He's with Ronnie Shields.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Jamel's with Derek James.
Let's get it right. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, Derek James.
He's with Ronnie Shields.
Yeah, you're right, Ronnie Shields.
But look, Jamal Charlo is what he is. He's a fighter with a good jab. I really do think I don't think it gets stated enough, honestly, about how much he stagnated at 60. I don't think Charlo's really improved at 160, and I think the reason for that is because At 54, he was a gargoyle. He was huge.
How did they allow him to keep the belt if they just only fought like once in a while?
No, what I'm saying, even when he was fighting, I'm saying in his fights.
I'm saying
the only fight he looked great in at 60, but I was really like, okay, Charlo can do something at 60 was Derevyanchenko. But my thing is this: when he fought Derevyanchenko, this is like I'm not trying to discredit him, but I'm just saying, like, you gotta be real. Like, Derevyanchenko was good, but shop worn. He's a shop worn fighter. He's a guy that's been through some wars. He gave him some good resistance, but Derevyanchenko. I think Derevyanchenko's last great fight was the Golovkin fight, and then after that,
but let me ask you a question, Brendan. When Jamal Charlo offered him the fight, was he still? Did he offer when he's at his prime at 154 to Andrade? And Bobo Andrade turned it down because of the money or whatever?
No. They were never Jamal and Andrew were never a thing at 54.
Okay.
It was Jamel. It was Jamel and Andrew at 54.
Okay.
So look, man.
Like you said, let's be professional.
He's too. Listen. Objectively speaking, right? I'm gonna remove my feelings. I'm just gonna talk straight boxing, sweet science talk. Yeah. Jamal Charlo has a very good jab. It's a stiff jab. It can hurt you if you're not careful.
He's got power.
He's got power. But my thing is, okay, you have power. You have a stiff jab. How do you set it up? You watch his fights. Listen, there's a reason why guys like these guys like Montiel and Brandon Adams, they don't just go rounds with him. They go around. They give him some work. They really make. They have their moments in the fight, and he looks pedestrian. Andrade, now people will say Andrade looks pedestrian, but if you're being real and objective about it, he's not getting hit a lot. Charlo is fucking getting clipped way too much against the Adams and the Montiels of the world. And the difference in that fight is going to be two things. It's going to be Andrade's footwork, and it's going to be Andrade's defense.
Isn't Charlo bigger than Andrade? Even though fighting the same weight, I think he's a lot bigger.
He's not a lot bigger.
No,
I don't think. No,
I
don't think so. He's a big guy though. He's big for 60.
Yeah.
Which is why him fighting at 60 and looking as pedestrian as he does is very disappointing.
Yeah.
In most of his fights.
So hopefully this fight gets done this year. I'd like to see Demetrius Andrade and
that's what we need, man.
And Jamal Charlo.
But can I tell you what I think's gonna happen? That's what I want to happen, but can I tell you what I think's gonna happen? I think at some point I think at some point Al Heyman is gonna tell Jamal Charlo, you need to fight Andrade. And you're going to see Jamal Charlo have a fucking mental breakdown and go all over social media and start saying a bunch of shit that don't make sense. And he's not going to fight Andrade. That's what I think is going to happen.
Are you serious?
That's exactly what I think is happening.
But that's the only time it's going to happen. I mean, they're both getting old.
He's going to use the past. He's going to use what happened with Jamel and Andrade at 54 and all this stuff. He's not going to want to fight him.
How is he going to progress to get his money and stuff if you don't do that? You can't be fighting Tomato.
Quincy says, do you still think Andrade beat Canelo after that performance? Always. He will always beat Canelo. And if Canelo thinks otherwise, then make the fight happen. But listen, that's old news.
That's
I don't want to talk about that. I've talked about enough. If you want to know what I think about that fight, go watch all the gajillion videos I did about that fight. But that fight's not realistic right now. It's not. They're in the same weight class. It's not. Canelo's probably gonna fight Ryder. So I think Andrade Charlo's the fight we need to be talking about and be pushing for. I think
But let's say that fight doesn't happen. Where would you want both these guys to go? What direction? Who would you want them to fight? Let's say they both can come to agreement.
Well, I want him to fight Jamal Charlo because I think once he beats the piss out of Jamal, then Jamal's gonna get mad and he's gonna go to 60 or 68 or whatever. And they're gonna want me to catch it. So I actually think.
Where does Harrison come in all this?
Tony Harrison's at 54.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Why am I okay? I'm not talking about that fight. If you want to know what I think about Andrew Canelo, I've already broken it down in other videos. I mean, we already know what happened. Yeah. We already know what happened when Canelo fought Bivol. What did Andre say about Bivol? Basic foundation.
Yeah. I mean, Andre got movement too, so it'd be a problem for. We're not talking about.
Yeah, listen. Personally, look, make Andre versus Jamal. Once he beats up on Jamal will get mad, and Jamal will want to fight him. So there you go. He's got his next. in my opinion, Andre got his next two fights solved right there.
They got the plan already.
He got forget Benavidez a plan. You got the next two fights solved. Yeah. You beat Jamal, all right? You beat Jamal.
Yeah, that's funny. But it's like hell yeah.
Boo ain't. No, he's not Bibble, but he does some things that are gonna really give. I'm not talking about that, and I'm not saying Bivol was basic. I'm only quoting Andrade. I'm just quoting Andrade. I didn't say Bivol was basic. Yeah. But listen, I digress. We know what happened to Canelo last time he fought a long, rangy boxer, who knew what they were doing, who's an A-level fighter. So, he don't need to fight another one. But listen, I'm not going to spend too much time on Andrade. I just wanted to say, look, Charlo can't beat Andrade. And that's what it is, Stop bringing up. Listen, I'm not even talking about Canelo Andrade. He's barely talking about Canelo. We're not talking. That's old news. All right, now if Andrade can win a couple big fights and the smoke clears, and great. Yeah. I love that fight. Great, awesome.
Yeah,
but that's probably not going to happen. So
on to the
next subject, and that concludes after about an hour or so of yapping about the Showtime card. That concludes our talk about the Showtime card. But there were other things, and there are other things that are happening in boxing. And I made a video about this today, and I don't even know about what Pops thinks about this because I haven't even talked to him about it. But lot happened. This all happened today when we were at Mundo Gym. I came back to all this news, and Hergovich, he wasn't even at Mundo Boxing Gym today.
Yeah.
So if I would have been there and I would have knew this, I would have asked him about it there. But he probably would have been in a horrible mood. Yeah. Probably wanted to clear the whole gym out. But
yeah. God bless him.
Lots going on, Hergovich, man. The hunt for a title shot continues, and it looks like it's going to be about a year, 2 more years before it gets a title shot.
But what happened was that?
So today it was announced that the IBF has rescinded its mandatory. They've taken away the mandatory from Hergovich because all the sanctioning bodies are working together now to not get in the way of each other. So what they did was they rescinded the Hergovich mandatory. They said that Usyk's next mandatory is now the WBA mandatory challenger, which is Daniel Dubois. And the reason why that's significant is because Dubois hasn't even been mandatory that long, so it's not he doesn't got to fight him right away. And this allows the chance for Usyk and Fury to get the undisputed fight done. In the event that they don't get the undisputed fight done, then I believe Usyk will have to fight Dubois. So.
Oh wow.
So
and what happens to Hergovich? He just stays in the chair.
Hergovich is just in the queue waiting.
Seriously?
Yeah, they don't get. Listen, man. Look, I'm gonna call a spade, man.
Damn.
He's from Croatia, right? He's from Croatia. It's not a big boxing country.
Right.
There's not a lot of big TV networks behind him over there. I mean, there's TV, but it's not like it's a British fighter,
Right.
So money talks and bullshit walks, unfortunately, and he's gonna have to take on some more tough fights. So AJ's book now.
Who are you fighting?
AJ. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a second because I have a lot to say about that one. But I can't believe I was right about that shit. Yeah. I'm actually mad that I was right about that.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. And the crazy thing about all this is that if Usyk winds up and goes to fight, let's say Daniel Dubois, if the Fury Usyk fight can't happen and he goes to fight Dubois, that Usyk or that Fury might wind up fighting Joe Joyce because Joe Joyce is interim champion. So there's a lot of things that could happen. Like nothing is finalized, everything is fluid right now in the heavyweight division. But the only thing that's a fact is Hergovich ain't getting the title shot next. That's the only thing that's a fact.
Yeah.
It's
time is gonna come though.
And I'm kind of pissed because not only is he not getting. I mean, I would rather the undisputed fight because it's better for the sport,
of course.
Unbiased, like Hergovich, it's better if we get an undisputed heavyweight champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he didn't get the AJ fight, like I thought with the way Eddie Hearn was talking after that Zhang fight, he would get the AJ fight. But this is what I tell you guys. He had this bad performance against Zhang, and then all of a sudden they want to say his name, and then when it comes time to fucking make the fight, what do?
They back out.
They fight Dempsey McKean. Okay, let me ask you a question, Pops. Before today, did you know who Dempsey McKean was? I knew who he was, but did you know who he was?
I heard his name, but I didn't know.
You don't know who he is, exactly. Well, AJ's fighting Dempsey McKean now. Look,
is Dempsey McKean skill wise better than Hergovich?
No, please.
Okay,
please stop.
Okay,
stop. As you can see, if you just look at this picture, there's a reason why they picked Dempsey McKean. Why?
Yeah.
There's this thing called familiarity.
Yeah.
They were sparring partners. I'm not sure for which camp, but they know each other. So clearly, there's something that AJ and his team took from these sparring sessions to where they say, you know what, we're not fighting that big Croatian. Let's fight the Australian, Dempsey McKean.
I'll tell you what, this is just a tune-up and a confidence builder for AJ. That's my opinion on this. That's why he didn't even fight Hergovich. That's why he didn't pick somebody else, because Hergovich is crap.
We got Hyro in the chat just on time. He says, shout out to Frank Warren, unlike Eddie Hearn, who can't make undisputed.
There you go, Hyro. Always on time. Thank you, Hyro.
Yeah. Under Microscope says it's a tune-up fight after consecutive losses. It's understandable. No, I'm not mad about it, but I'm not mad about the fact that he's taking a tune-up fight. But my thing is this: what I'm pissed off about is I had to sit here after the Zhang fight, and I had to hear people tell me, "Oh, AJ would do this to Hrgović, AJ would do that," and when push came to shove, there was really only two options. It was either McKean or Hrgović, and they picked McKean. So what that indicates to me is that AJ is in an extremely fragile place right now.
Yeah, mentally and everything. But I'll tell you this right now. Before the year's out, I want to see AJ either fight, if all possible, after this, maybe somehow they can still work on the Hrgović or the Wilder fight. Yeah,
that to me, those are the only two options because I'm getting pissed. I'm getting pissed at all these fighters and these promoters mentioning his name. But then when the push comes to shove and it's time to fight, they find every excuse. Like what do they say?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think after that fight, the second fight with Usyk, I think he went off his rocker when he went through the belts and did all this shit mentally.
He's like,
I'm
18 stone, bro.
Yeah, and he's still not really recuperated from that. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
So he still has the fear going in with a top level fighter and knowing that he might get. How we say exposed.
I don't think he has fear. Anthony Joshua's fought
not fear.
Anthony Joshua's fought top fighter.
It's
his team. They want to get him back in the win column because a third loss in a row to somebody who's not Usyk or Fury would hurt his market value. So they're picking the guy they feel would get him back in the win column. And that guy for the job is Demetrius McKenna. Also, I remember the week of the Liam Paro Brock Jarvis fight out there in Australia when it was the Zone's first ever show in Australia. Eddie Hearn had Demetrius McKean on the undercard of that show, and he was talking about bringing AJ to Australia. So I'm gonna tell you this: if this shit ain't in Australia, I'm about to say, this shit better be in Australia.
But Brendan, you know what I'm really pissed off for? I really feel bad for. I know Hrgović gonna get a chance eventually, so I'm happy with that.
Yep.
But I'm really upset about the Juggernaut not getting any respect.
These guys, that's another one. These guys don't want to fight Joe Joyce. They don't want to fight Joe Joyce. At all.
Well, how you want to prove you're the best?
You know what?
That was selling the UK.
In the intermediate time, if we can't get Joyce to fight Fury or whatever, or why not Joyce versus Hrgović? They fought in the Olympics. They fought in the World Series of Boxing.
So that was
I
selling.
know Hrgović won that fight because there was a close fight. Joyce he fought. So Joyce, I believe, was 28 or 29 when he fought Hrgović in the World Series of Boxing. Yeah. Hrgović was like 18. Or 19. It was some people thought Hrgović beat him. It was a good fight. It was a really good fight. So we gotta do something, man, because this is ridiculous. Nobody I get it. It's a tune-up fight. I'm not
for the hell of it. Didn't Hrgović also spar Wilder?
Yeah, they know each other.
So wouldn't that be?
They know.
You think that'd be a good fight?
Oh, it'd be an awesome fight. But Wilder, Hrgović. But Wilder's not gonna fight. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, the guys Wilder is not going to fight. I'm gonna tell you all the guys.
Are you serious?
He's not fighting Joyce. He's not fighting Hrgović. He's not gonna fight Dubois.
He can fight whoever he wants. So you just El Haymon.
Don't listen to what he says. Okay, he's not fighting them guys. That motherfucker's fighting Andy Ruiz. And if you don't fight Andy Ruiz, maybe I don't know, but I think that's the fight he's probably gonna take. Them guys, he's not gonna fight. Why? Because he doesn't have to. And the reason he doesn't have to is because he's ranked higher than the WBC. Right. So he doesn't gotta fight those guys.
Thompson.
Second of all, Wilder's market value is so high.
Right.
Why would he? Why he's gonna rationalize it, and PBC will rationalize it. Why fight Joe Joyce for little money or Hrgović for even littler money when we can fight Andy Ruiz? We can do the Luis Ortiz trilogy.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
They're not gonna make that fight. They're not gonna make those fights.
So you're telling me in his eyes, basically, because he's not fighting Hrgović or a Juggernaut, he feels.
And he's not fighting Jaron Ennis either. That's he's not fighting Jaron Ennis.
So you're telling me that in Wilder's eyes, those guys are a lot better than Ruiz. That's why he's fighting Ruiz.
No, because those guys are all dangerous, and the kind of money he commands, they're not gonna be able to. Generate, or at least they feel they won't. They won't even try. They don't feel they'll be able to generate.
You don't think Wilder and the Juggernaut in the UK won't generate?
Wilder ain't going to the UK. What? He going to the UK?
He likes the UK.
Yeah, to commentate. When was the last time? When was the last time?
But he did say.
I'll give you a trivia question. When was the last time Wilder went to the UK?
The last time he had to do whatever he had to do.
For a fight, to fight. He fought in the UK before. Do you know when that was? No. And do you know who it was against?
I forgot right now.
It was 10 years ago. He fought Audley Harrison when he was a prospect. He's not going to the UK. He want to go to the UK for AJ.
He said
for the Undisputed.
He said he loves the UK. Don't believe anything they say.
Come on, man.
Okay,
Come on.
Okay.
You've been to these gyms with me. You've seen more than a lot of people You've been exposed to what fighters are like emotionally.
Right.
You should know more than anybody apart from me.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just don't believe everything they tell you.
Don't believe everything, man. So listen. At least we're getting some movement in the heavyweight division. I'm just a bit, I like AJ. I'm a fan. I love what he's done for the sport because whether people want to admit it or not, this heavyweight division would be in a bad place without AJ. That's just a fact. Because when Fury was Jabba the Hutt and he was going through his problems, AJ was the guy selling out 100,000 seat stadiums. Same thing goes for Wilder. I like him, but at that time, he was winning protection, not really finding the best guys. So AJ was the guy that lit this division on fire for about a 1.5 year period, and people tend to forget that. QC, what's good, champ? He said, "What up, BT and Pops? Hope you fellas are good. I'll be back home in March. Are you attending any fights around that time?" Probably not. I mean, I can't. As far as March, I can't really say for March because I'm not planning on leaving South Florida till April or May. But if some things go my way, I go as planned, then maybe March. But no, I'm thinking more like April, May. So probably not. But yeah, a lot of people think that Wilder's just gonna stretch the Ruiz. Daniel, what's good, champ? Daniel Rubin, what's good with my man Daniel Rubin, Pro Box Promotions, Pro Box TV, Gary Jonas, Chris Glover, Paulie Malignaggi, Juan Manuel Marquez, and all the fine folks. My favorite promotional company in boxing. Fuck PBC, Top Rank, Matchroom, Boxer, Golden Boy Promotions. Pro Box, baby, number one,
the real deal,
$199, the best deal in sports entertainment. What's good, Daniel? Good to see you. I'm good, champ. Long day today. I've had a long day today. We're being true professionals this year, covering the sport of boxing. Went down to Mundo Boxing Gym today, talked to some people, did some interviews, shook some hands, kissed some babies. Then we went to a gym here in Homestead called Head Busters Boxing Gym.
First time you've been there?
First time I've been there. Shout out to Eric Lanzis Jr., the fight and pride of Homestead. Eric Lanzis Jr., Eric Lanzis Sr., my guy Nate. It's bang time. It was a great day. It was a great day. He says, Daniel says that Pro Box has some big things cooking. Hey, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm not gonna really leave South Florida till about April to May, but I'm definitely planning a couple of Pro Box shows. I'm definitely going to at least 2 or 3 Pro Box shows this year, minimum. That's minimum. That's minimum.
Right.
Minimum,
And we enjoy going there and watching.
I really enjoyed the last time. So
for the money, you can't beat it.
Yeah, man. So I've said my piece on this heavyweight division. I'm a little pissed off about some of the things going on, but it's not all bad, Pops.
Yeah.
It's not all bad,
The year started out pretty good.
Now look, for those of you who don't know, just so you guys know, my man Adam Azim back in action.
I like Adam.
And he's back in action on a very significant day. You know that day?
Birthday.
My birthday. February 11th. He'll be just so you guys know, boxing Saturday. My birthday does fall on a Saturday this year, so I'm gonna actually spend my birthday with you guys this year.
Yeah.
So Adam Azim will be fighting Santos Reyes in the afternoon, and Oshaki Foster will be fighting Ray Vargas at night. So it'll be two cards in one day. Yeah. I'll probably get me an ice cream cake and cut it here on the stream. Your boy will be 28 years young.
That's it.
But this is actually welcome news because I'm a big Adam Azim fan.
Me too.
Had a chance to meet him here in Miami back in June last year, and had a chance to talk to him, pick his brain, and see how he works and see how he trains and whatnot. And man, Adam Azim is definitely the brightest prospect in the UK, no doubt about it. Now he's taking on a guy I've never really heard of. I'm going to be honest with you. He's fighting a guy named Santos Reyes, 12-0, 3 KOs from South America. On paper, this is a guy that he should probably starch. This is probably a guy he should be beating up.
Yeah, we don't know.
But we don't know because they fight. They you got to fight the fights for a reason. But welcome news. Now on the undercard, you're also going to have Caroline Dubois back in action. She's a future world champion, I think, in women's boxing. Vidal Riley's on the card. Wow, Howard, where you at? Your boy Vidal Riley's on the card.
He
he ain't being Isaac Chamberlain, but he's on the card. But good news. Good news. Adam Azim is back in action, so good for him. I think Shane McGuigan had a great year. A lot of people talk about Derek James last year.
Yeah, I like.
And a lot of people talk about Bob Santos last year. But I think McGuigan went undefeated last year. Shane McGuigan didn't lose one fight.
Are you serious?
All of his fighters won fights. None of them lost.
I like him actually.
Nobody lost.
I always feel like Shane.
So Shane, I think he deserves a consideration for a trainer of the year last year. But yeah, Adam Azim. If y'all don't know him, young man, explosive, very talented, great skills, speed, footwork. Still got to see him in a bit of a more of a step up fight, but so far so good. Been knocking everybody out, so good for him.
Yeah.
You know, Hyro, I'm gonna come to LA and beat you up, Hyro. If you keep talking shit about Isaac Chamberlain, you know, I don't play when it comes to Isaac Chamberlain. That's my guy.
Yeah.
But listen, two more things, and then we'll talk to you guys in the comments a little bit more. But Eddie Hearn, your favorite promoter, Hyro, Eddie Hearn. Make sure you smash that like button, guys. Eddie Hearn.
I didn't read this one. What's it?
I haven't even read this one, so you'll get a natural reaction from me. Yeah. But Eddie Hearn claps back at his haters. You know, some of you guys out there are downplaying Eddie Hearn. You're sipping on that guava haterade. He said whoever downplays Matchroom US
success
is scared. You know, so let's see what he had to say here. I can't wait to see how he spends this one. He should say to the following end, I quote. He said, I'm not one to blow my own trumpet, but who on earth is promoting shows of such magnitude? I feel like sometimes we don't quite get a fair rep in terms of what we're delivering. It feels like every week we're on the road. I never really thought we'd get there because I thought it's not something that UK promoters do. They don't get TV deals in America. They don't promote the pound number one fighter in the world, Canelo Alvarez, and the biggest star in the sport. There's been a great relationship for us, but to create those mega nights in Las Vegas is really the crowning moment for any promoter. Whatever we see. What did he say about America? I want to see what he said. So he's just saying that he don't get the credit he deserves. He's over here kind of like bitching and moaning that he don't get the credit he deserves. Now, truth be told, I would like to sit here and say he doesn't get the credit he deserves because I want to be fair. I like Eddie Hearn, even though he unfollowed me on Instagram and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, man, you couldn't deliver Philip Hugger with a title shot, man. Shut the hell up. Get Philip Hugger with a title shot. Yeah. What are you talking about, Eddie?
Yeah, get Boo on the shelf for a while.
Yeah, but you didn't want to know. Come on, Eddie. All right, we'll wrap it up on this note because I thought this was interesting. You see this? Our boy, South Florida's very own, even though he don't want to acknowledge it. All right. Teofimo Lopez. He's suggesting that Regis Prograis is banned from fighting in the U.S., which makes no sense because he was just fought in L.A. My boy Hyro, who's in the comments, was literally there. Okay. He said Prograis is banned. He's fired from the USA in my Vince McMahon voice. But
Prograis answered that too.
Let's see what Teo had to say. He said the following, and I quote, "This motherfucker Prograis called my name knowing damn well this new signer of Probellum is quote unquote linked with MTK's main guy. So that means anyone that is in cahoots with MTK is blacklisted from the USA. It's up to WBC to see what's up next at that point." And then Prograis said, "How am I blacklisted from the US? My last fight was in LA. Last time I checked, that was part of the United States. If you don't want to fight, just say that instead of making up some bullshit."
Tell him, Prograis.
Talk that, yeah. Come on, Teo.
Sounds like a fucking excuse.
Like now, see, now when Teo talks like that, that's the New Yorker him talking. That's not the South Florida him talking. That's the Brooklyn. That's the New Yorker him talking. Because if you were from South Florida,
you say it real.
He wouldn't talk that way. He would have just said, "Listen, we'll fight you anywhere, anytime, any place." But listen, Teofimo Lopez, we got a lot of love from him on this channel, but he's on that bullshit right now. We gotta go ahead and
call it what it is.
Call it what it is, man. Like you're next in line for the title shot. Either say you don't want the fight, or say you're not ready, or say you need another fight at 40.
He better stop talking and go to the fucking gym. That's what he better do.
No, he's always in the gym. I don't think his problem. I don't think Teo's problem is in the gym. I think Teo's problem is what he's doing in the gym, but not actually being in the gym.
He got to go shopping up and do something because all this disillusional shit he's talking about, you need to stop that shit. And just go in there and do what you're supposed to do.
We see. We got my man. We got good. So now we're at that point of live where we just going freestyle for the next 7 to 10 or however 10, 15 minutes. Maybe we'll just read comments. So my man, shout out to all 59 of you guys rocking with us on a Monday. Was it Monday night? Monday night, late night. It's not even Monday no more. It's Tuesday on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. Going up on a Tuesday.
I read that comment, Howard, when he said that.
Chris Colbert didn't lose Hector. He lost to himself. He only got dropped because he made a technical mistake. You saw that? You saw that interview?
No, I seen when I heard the headline of it, and I was just saying.
It was in the boxing voice. It was an interview.
Listen, man, this motherfucker. I don't care how you want to shoot us like you came in there overconfident. You underestimated friggin' God bless him, Hector Garcia, and you guys showed out. Simple as that. Humble yourself, champ. Keep going.
He got what was coming to him,
Yeah.
man. You know, and he said, but then I think he said, if he loses the Tank, I don't want to fight him.
What he said?
He said, if Hector loses the Tank, I don't want to fight him no more.
He beat you. It's the other way around. He don't have to fight you. What you talking about? I don't want to fight him. You don't got no choice. You're the B-side, brother.
He said he lost to himself, but BoxRec says otherwise. BoxRec said he lost like Hector Luis Garcia. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't know what's wrong with some of these fighters, man. They lose a fight and they still don't want to admit they lost.
Yeah. Tio was seeking that witness protect. It is what it is, man. Edie Usman says Tio will get beat up and sent to the hospital versus Regis. It's going to be a total beatdown. 140 is a land of grown man and killers. I was just telling Pops. I was telling Pops 140 is the deepest division in boxing. Yo. Like I don't think there's a ton of like A-level fighters there, but you have literally probably like 30 B level, B minus B level fighters.
I like Progress. I like him talking about Ryan Garcia and talking about Tio. But please add to your list Matias from Puerto Rico. Add him to your list. Call him out.
Why? Because he's Puerto Rican?
No, Matias. I want that'd be a monster fight. That not with Puerto Rican.
Regis is not going to fight him until he has a belt. Get that out of your head. He's not going to fight him until he has a belt.
Who? Regis got a belt now.
No, I'm saying so Matias has a belt. But
is he ranked right now? He's got to be ranked on the top 10,
nobody that's a big name at 40 is fighting Matias until he gets a belt. So he needs to get this
He's
fight.
Scared. There's people scared to fight him. How you going to get a belt if nobody want to fight him?
Listen. R.I.P. to Maxime Dadashev. He literally killed the man in the ring. That's kind of pop he has.
Like, right, but what I'm getting at is you're saying he needs to fight until he gets a belt. But what happened to the people with the belts don't want to fight him? What are you supposed to do? The guy's a monster. That's what.
Well, he has to get the IBF title shot against Jeremias Ponce, and when the opportunity comes. Make sure you win the fight. Don't lose the point. I'll say,
are they supposed to fight?
They've been supposed to fight, but then like
I heard or something.
No, all of a sudden, Jeremias Ponce can't get a visa, and it's been going on for months. I think, guys, remind me in the comments if you guys remember. There's a card. I think they're fighting. I think they're fighting for the IBF title on my birthday on the Oshaki Foster card.
Are they?
Yeah.
Man, that's why I want to see Matias. Matias is a monster. That'd be a great fight. I mean, just call out everybody. If you want to talk about Ryan, you want to talk about Tio, they don't have belts. Talk about Matias.
Hyro says, man, I didn't want to say it, BT, but I see why you picked Tank Ryan to knock out Tank. Yeah, why do you say that, Hyro? I want your astute boxing analysis. What makes you say that? What makes you say that? V Desire, shout out to my guy V Desire. He says in the comments, he asked the question, what did you think of Boo Boo's performance? I thought, listen, I was hard on him when I was live because I have high expectations of him and I really do rate him as a fighter.
You are.
But once my emotions settled down and I thought about it,
yeah,
he didn't do anything in this fight. Like it was a prototype Demetrius Andrade fight, which is be explosive early, assert yourself early, set the tone early, get your opponent's respect, and then put it on cruise control and win an easy wide decision. So, got the ring rust off, and I think it's time for Charlo. It's time to see if Jamal Charlo really has the heart to be a championship fighter anymore. Matias will lose against Regis. He has a chin, footwork, defense. Matias is technically flawed. Don't forget he got dropped by a no name, and he's talking about when he got dropped and lost to Petros Anian. But he avenged that loss. He came back and he avenged that loss. So, Hyro says 140 is a stacked division that PBC controls 2 of the 4 belts. Fuck top rank 140 pounders. They all been exposed recently. Tio, Barbosa, and Ramirez. Yeah, especially Ramirez.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite 140 pounders is that nobody talks about.
Who's that?
I can't even say his first name. But that dude, I think he's from Uzbekistan or Jukumbayev.
Jukumbayev?
Yes, this southpaw named Jukumbayev. He fought Matias, and
they beat him.
No, he lost Matias. But if you watch that fight, that's like one of Matias. That might be Matias' like most exciting fight. It's up there.
Yeah,
Jukumbayev. I want to see Jukumbayev get in the mix, man. Jukumbayev can fight.
Yeah, man. Anything 140 is one of the biggest weight divisions, so we got to see.
You got my guy from Australia. You got Liam Paro.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, there's a lot of things going on at 140. Let's get it done. Let's go.
Let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. But we got 70 people here, man. We free. This is the point. Listen, this is the people's part of the live. So if you got your questions down below, drop them down below. Super chat. Let us know, guys. I want to know where are you guys watching us from?
Yeah.
What city, what state, what continent? Let us know. We out here in South Florida, Miami, Homestead. We here.
Yeah.
Let us know where you guys are from. We want to know where you guys are from. We want to know what you guys think.
Any questions? Anything else?
Any questions? Because we got the time. Because listen, he said Juka who? Jukambayev. Go look him up. Go look up Subriel Matias versus Jukambayev. I'm telling you, listen, southpaw, heavy-handed, really hard punching fighter, fun to watch, high punch output as well. I don't think he's ranked anymore. He was at one point, but he's a really good fighter.
Yeah.
Rocky Austin, shout out to him. Shout out from the Philippines. Philippines, building.
Yeah.
That's right. Homestead, stand up, yes sir.
Yeah. Listen,
listen, man, I saw the real Homestead today. Yeah. That shit was crazy.
I know. Hey, you know what's crazy? I've not seen a Taj Maha boxing gym yet.
Yes, you have in Delray Beach.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the only one. But I'm saying, other than that, everything else really like CIA, FBI. When my son said we're going to a new gym, or anything, the first thing I always think about the dump, the trash, the dump, because you don't know.
Nothing. The Headbusters gym, the one I was at. Yeah, it was literally near a dump. There's a movie theater. So you know where City Hall is? Yeah. There's a movie theater, and then behind the movie theater is where the gym was. And then where the gym was, there was like a dump.
When I tell Brandon, I said, Brandon, where we going? Because we ain't going to the dump. We're going somewhere deeper.
No. Mundo boxing gyms.
That's nice. That's nice. That's on the cover. Nice. But I mean, there's not few gyms that are few far in between that like that.
Yeah, most gyms.
Not all, but most are hard to find.
Most gyms are like in warehouses. Secluded areas.
We spend hours.
Wait till I take you to
hours. When I say hours, fuck that Google shit. Fuck that boo-boo shit. All that crazy shit.
Well, no, some of the gyms don't even got Google.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's like, because I was talking to a fighter today. At Mundo. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, I couldn't find this gym. I said, on Google. I said, it's not on Google. Man, you gotta know.
I've learned that through the years with my son. He says, it's not. Forget that post office addresses and shit. That shit don't work.
That don't work. Daniel Ruin B said, BT, what's good? What's good, Daniel? Good to see you.
What's going on, Daniel?
Gold Flow says, who is the best at 140? Now, look, it's a great question because I think right now there's three answers to that question that you can make. Now, obviously, I'm the president of the Josh Taylor fan club here in America. I love me some Josh Taylor. Yeah. And I've been a Josh Taylor fan long before most people in America knew who Josh Taylor was.
Is he fighting Catterall?
He's fighting Catterall next month.
Okay.
Later next month. Josh Taylor is undisputed, and technically, if you want to go by box track, he hasn't lost yet. So, right now he's still the man to beat in the division. Now, I thought Jack Catterall won. So if you think Jack Catterall won the fight, then he beat the guy in the division. So therefore, he's number one. But then also you got Regis Prograis, who
just want to throw you.
Some people look at as an undefeated fighter because they feel like he beat Taylor. Yeah, okay. So I think we still need to
a lot of questions to be answered.
We need to get these questions answered, and the only way to find out is how to sign some contracts, make the fights happen,
and be professional.
And be absolute professionals.
That's the new saying, Truth Sports.
Perdeep Singh, Philadelphia in the building. Shout out to all the fine folks in the city.
Ennis, baby.
Our brotherly love. He says, what do you guys think about F.A. Jago versus Stephen Shaw this weekend? Now, before we answer that question, just so you guys know, I will not be on a live this weekend. Pop is going solo because I'm going to a local show here in South Florida. Yeah. So I don't think I'll be with Pops for that live. So make sure you guys tune in. Pops is going to hold the fort down, but good fight. I actually like this fight a lot more than the original fight.
Your boys, like I call you, tell you to Stephen Shaw. They tell you he's real.
Yes, Stephen Shaw has been getting.
One guy you always get into.
Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost.
I haven't seen him, but
God bless Ghost.
Stephen Shaw is a guy that my man Ghost has been putting me on to for like the last 4 to 6 months. Right. And I've watched him. He's good, and I think he's solid. But listen, if he's gonna be a factor in the division, he's got to win this fight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Stephen Shaw. Both of them got to win, but I think for Stephen Shaw, we kind of know what F.A. Jagba is already. Like, his level's been established in boxing. Stephen Shaw, I think the onus is on him to win because he still got the O. He's, people. There's some people in boxing that are hyping him up. I think if Stephen Shaw is in shape, he should beat Jagba.
Have you seen enough of him to?
I've seen enough of him. I'm going to hope and pray to God. I think he will be taking this seriously and he will be in shape. So I'm picking Stephen Shaw by decision. But he gets caught by F.A. Jagba the wrong way. He going to sleep.
Yeah, but I mean,
badly.
The last time I seen Jagba was against Sanchez and he really didn't show me shit. That's the last time he fought at Jagba?
That was the last like notable fight he had.
But he's had some sense.
He's had a couple like whatever fights, but
okay.
you know, so it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good fight. The kind of fight that I think heavyweight boxing needs to get more clarity in the lower top 25, 30 parts of the division. So yeah.
Shout out to Philadelphia. And what's the other guy like? Overton.
Teef Overton, yes.
Teef Overton from Philadelphia.
Milton Doby, evening, gents. I'm in Bmore, Baltimore in the building.
That's it, Baltimore in the house, baby. Tank Davis, baby. You know what time it is.
Man, Ennis can come back. Yeah, he failed me, but he is only human. He got those rounds in. We all thought Karen wasn't good, but it shows how good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing the commentators actually got right before the fight started, they actually said now they know why Karen was ranked, number 4?
Yeah. You know, on a positive note for Boots, right? Because, you know, people always think I'm just being a hater.
No.
That word gets thrown around because, unfortunately, we live in a very pussified era of men in this generation and here on YouTube. And that's just the facts. But one thing I will give Boots credit for is when Karen did open up, one thing I did think he did a good job of was rolling the shots and parrying.
And he did say, and one thing that what I like about Boots, he was a good critic to himself, and he realized the mistakes that he made in the fight, which to me tells me that for him to even realize, not just when his trainer telling him, for him to even see those, acknowledge that, it's going to tell me he's only going to get better and sharpen the tools a lot better than people think. And he also said if he had just put the firepower on a little earlier, he probably would have done better. Oh,
Lord. Hyro says Alan Babbage is going to become a world champion before Philip Hergovich ever does. You know, no, he's actually not being funny. You know, Alan. Alan Babbage is fighting for the WBC Bridgeweight belt because Austin Rivas vacated the title. So Alan Babbage is going to fight the guy that Rivas beat, Ryan Rozicki.
Okay.
The Canadian.
Yeah. Oh my Lord.
So he's actually not trolling. Yeah. Alan Babbage.
He's going to be a champion. Yeah.
And from what I've seen, Hyro, since you brought it up, Alan Babbage has been out there and I think in Dubai sparring with none other than Lawrence Okoli.
Don't tell me he's a big Babbage fan.
He loves Alan Babbage.
You don't like him better than Hergovich.
He does. Can you say Hergovich as a partner, buddy?
Who the hell is Babbage?
He's fighting Ryan Rozicki, who's one of Hyro's favorite fighters.
Whatever.
You know Ryan Rozicki's one of Hyro's favorite fighters.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hyro, you always seem to amaze me.
You know, man. Yeah, maybe it won't be Milton. I know Taylor is having a hard time making the weight at 140, so
he is
possibly.
That's what they said.
No, you can see the last fight he was having a hard time. Yeah. So Catterall beating wow, now that's a fight. I know Catterall was ringside when Prograde beat Tyron McKenna out there in Dubai. Wow. And he called him out. So that'd be one to watch for sure.
Catterall, I like Catterall. I mean, he's got the heart. He's not afraid to go in there with anybody. And I mean, people keep doubting him, but he's gonna come out and show. Yeah, anybody. He'll take on anybody. That's what I like about him.
Son of Liberty says at least Tank Davis stops all his Karens.
Yeah, all of them.
You know what he means by that, right? Beat women.
Yeah, females. I know. Well, that's another topic in itself outside the ring. Well and perfect. And just pray for him.
Ooh, here we go. Who do you want to see Rolly fight next?
Damn, he's been in a quiet minute too.
Okay, now y'all might crucify.
He say some crazy shit.
Y'all might crucify me for this, but I don't care. I want the Tank rematch. Fuck that shit.
I would love that.
Oh, you know what? Pitbull Cruz. Isaac Cruz.
Yeah.
I like that fight. Apart from me trolling and saying the Tank rematch.
Yeah.
I would say Pitbull Cruz. You know, Pitbull Cruz. He had a good.
He's become one of the diva now, though.
Do you remember when?
Fuck, man.
Remember when he avoided Shakur Stevenson and then he had that.
Tank made him. I'm sorry to say, Tank made him be who he is. He was a nobody, and now he's a star.
Well, Tank literally said, "Remember what it was?"
Come on, man.
Tank said, "I think a star was born tonight."
Yeah, but I'm saying, I mean, that being said, like, didn't he just turn on a fight with somebody else because he runs around too much? They offered him a fight, and he said,
"Shakur."
Yeah, he said he runs around too much. Ring. You come on, man. You're living the American dream, and now you're gonna become a punk. Come on. I don't like that part, but yeah, Rolly, that'd be a good fight. Who'd you pick?
In that fight?
I take Rolly.
Take Rolly? I don't know, man.
Are you serious? Or are you just trolling me?
I'm actually not trolling you. I don't know. Because Rolly has good feet. Like when he moves and stuff, he's explosive, but he has a leaky defense. Okay. I think Isaac Cruz got, believe it or not, because he doesn't get credit for his defense because he has a high guard defense.
Yeah.
But Tank, I remember when Tank was throwing Tank tried one of them counter uppercuts a couple times. And Isaac Cruz, his shit was tight. He was blocking that. He was blocking really well. That's made the fight competitive. So, you know, Howard makes a good point here. He says, WBA convention said Rolly's gonna fight for the WBA champion at 140, which is Alberto Puello.
Is he? I want to see that fight.
That'd be a good fight. You know, Puello, I still think has a lot to prove because
he's got to fight this guy first, Matias.
No, he's not fighting Ortiz.
Oh.
Jeremias Ponce is fighting Ortiz.
Okay.
You're getting your piece mixed up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But no, that'd be a good fight. You know, listen, if Rolly beats Puello and becomes a legitimate champion at 140, boxing gonna get flipped on its head.
What?
That's what we need in boxing. We listen. Everybody who cares about the health of this sport should want Rolly to become a legitimate world champion.
You know what I like about
That's
Rolly?
what we need in boxing.
You don't know what he's gonna say. Like he'll say some crazy out of the fucking world shit, and he doesn't care. He just says what he says. He's a comedian, but you know what? People say he's crazy, but you know what? It sells when he gets him where he's at in the ring. So, shout out to him.
It's got him a couple nice paydays.
What do you got Adriel Leo doing this year? That's what I don't know.
Can't comment on that.
Oh no,
I can't comment on that.
Contract stuff. Oh,
can't talk about that.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah.
But what I will say,
will Fulton fight Inoue this year?
No.
They showed him on Showtime.
Get it out of here.
They showed him on Showtime.
Get it out of here. Get it out.
If you want to be the best, you got to fight the best.
Listen,
Hector Garcia.
When he fights Brandon Figueroa in the rematch, I'm gonna go to the fight.
I don't want to see that fight. I think Figueroa is a fucking.
I want to go. I want to meet.
Whiner.
I want to meet Omar Figueroa. I want to meet her. I want to see what she's all about.
Oh, you're going for it.
She said she's working. She's working on herself. I want to see that work in person.
Okay.
I want to see what that's all about.
Yeah, because Figueroa, he started whining. She don't want to fight. So you're saying does he have a rematch?
They're gonna have a rematch because it's an in-house fight. There's a lot of people out there that think that Figueroa was robbed. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
But it was a good fight.
Do you think people willing to see that again?
Look, to be honest, the boxing's supposed to be a business, right?
Yeah.
When I went to the Fulton Figueroa fight, let me tell you guys something. And Rafael Cabo is in the comments, so he'll tell you because he's the one who gave me the tickets.
Shout out, Rafael, God bless.
Rafael,
Vegas,
Rex Righteous is in the comments, and he'll tell you he gave me the damn tickets when I went to the fight.
Yeah.
Like, nobody paid to go watch that fight. Everyone that was at that fight had free tickets. I'm serious. I'm serious. Listen,
just to fill it up to make it full?
This is what I tell you guys.
Wow.
If Raph will tell you, if I wanted 8 people meet at that fight, I could have had it. I just want to go by myself.
Were they just trying to fill up the seats?
Yes, because they fought in a very small venue at the Park MGM. Right. But like me and Johnny had a lot of friends that went to the fight, and Johnny would ask the people how much did you pay for a ticket? And he asked like 20 people, 30 people, and they all said we didn't pay. This shit was free.
Hey, do you think? I'm just throwing it out there, okay? I know you're going to tell me something different, but do you think that now that Franco got the majority, whatever the thing was he got, how the fight went?
Hold on, I want to answer.
Okay, good.
I gotta acknowledge my boy here because this is my main man right here. This is me and this guy. We go back some years. Right?
Rex Righteous, what's going on? God bless.
He says, does Hector have a future in the division? I like what he showed on Saturday, but how far away is he from another chance at a belt? Well, I think Rafael. I think what's great for Hector is that this fight was at 135. So he never competed in this weight class, and he's still champion at 130. So
he's going back to 130.
He can go back to 130, and he can still go defend his WBA belt. Now, he is gonna have. I don't know if he's gonna stay there. If he can make the weight still or whatever. But if he stays there, the number one contender right now is Lamont Roach. I'm not sure if Golden Boy will allow Lamont Roach to fight Hector. I don't see why they wouldn't. But in the event that they don't let Lamont Roach fight Hector, there's a guy number 2, and this guy is one of my favorite fighters in boxing. He's one of the most entertaining fighters in boxing, and he's a guy that I think is gonna beat Hector if they fight. So they better not take that fight, and that's Otar Aronosian.
That guy's a beast. Nobody wants recent. Yeah.
Beast.
We know what we're talking about.
Absolute beast.
Think big.
Dream big, do bigger. Timur Bragomov. But that'd be a great fight because it had to be at his natural weight class. Otar throws a lot of punches. That's the fight I really want in 130. Otar Aronosian versus Hector Garcia for the 30-pound title.
Will your boy Sonny Edwards get the big fight he wants?
All right, you're asking a lot of questions. Let me go to that questions.
Yeah, they're more important. Right, go there.
Let me see. Oh man, my man right here says Inoue is going to duck Fulton. You think so?
Oh wow.
I don't know about that one. Fulton is Showtime, and Inoue is top-ranked. Bob is blocking that fight. You think so?
Oh yeah, the politics bullshit. You might be right about that one.
Hyrule says they're setting up Tank versus Gary Russell Jr. Because Meek Mill is going to fight. Gary Russell in the stands.
Yeah. That's funny.
What do you think?
Gary Russell was calling out somebody. I don't know what the fuck he calling people for, but yeah, I want to see your boy fight somebody good.
Who?
Sonny Edwards. Who's the guy we wanted to fight?
He's fought good people. What are you talking about? Fight somebody good.
I want him to fight the top of the top.
He's fought.
Did he call some people or something? He called some fighters out, didn't he? that he wants to fight? I mean, you get into it all the time.
Bam?
Yeah, I want to see him fight Bam.
The guy who fights every Gonzalez in the world, not named Chocolatito?
Yeah. Yeah, but I still want to see. I think Bam should move back to 115 and go. And, I mean, his brother didn't do shit. Go over there.
Think so?
Yeah, he gave him a chance. Now you
Well,
go back.
look, from a promotional standpoint, they're doing the right thing by Bam. Bam's fighting a guy that nobody's ever heard of in Christian Gonzalez for a vacant belt that he's gonna win. So he's gonna win the belt, and he'll be able to call himself a 2-division champion. And then, hopefully.
But do you really consider yourself a real 2-division champion when you're fighting for a vacant belt of its left?
Listen, that shit doesn't matter. Like this bubble of the YouTube boxing community is a very small portion of people that watch boxing. There's people that they don't give a fuck with none of that. If people just hear that he's a 2-division champion, it automatically raises his stock. It doesn't matter how he got it.
Okay.
Like
David says about my girl that I'm from Puerto Rico. I like her a lot. From New York.
Amanda Serrano?
Yeah.
I mean the girl who won 7 vacant belts?
Yeah, they say that she's good enough, but a lot of those belts are vacant, so she wants
like 6 or 7 of them.
She really didn't have like a big, you know what I mean.
You know who don't like her? You go to Canino's gym. You talk to Yvonne. Go ask her about Amanda Serrano. See what kind of response you get.
She don't like her at all?
Go
How come?
Go see. Just go next time. You know?
Yeah. Shout out to Canino's gym.
There you go. Oh man, Hyro says, "Fuck Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Alvarez. Nobody cares about 2 5th graders. I haven't been. He said I haven't been 5'2" since 8 years old.
Oh shit! You don't want to hear that shit, huh?
You don't want to hear that.
Yeah. What do you think about Pacheco? What's he gonna do this year?
A lot, but Fix Electronics says Fulton versus Akhmadaliev is the fight. You know, and the ideal world it would be, but man,
isn't he hiding or something?
Right now, that fight's not happening because Akhmadaliev just had his fight approved with Marlon Tapales. That fight has been talked about for a while with Marlon Tapales. It's now official. So
is that like a mandatory or something?
Yes, it's a mandatory. Tapales won a vacant belt at 118. Then couldn't make weight and lost on the scales. Lost a couple fights.
And he said that's a better fight than this right here. Come on.
It's not a better fight. I'm just telling you what.
Okay, yeah, but the process,
opponent,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Jeez.
You know, but listen, guys, on that note, it's 12:32. I've had a long day. I'm tired.
Yeah.
All right, I'm very tired.
Medication.
It was great talking to you guys. I'm not going to be live tomorrow. I'll probably live again, I would say, hopefully Wednesday. You know, I think Wednesday will be live again. So look for the live on Wednesday night, probably late night as well. Make sure you guys continue to check out all the content on this channel because there's a lot of interviews that are dropping. A couple have dropped. Go check out Dominique Francis' interview from earlier, talking about Inoue and fatherhood and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, gonna keep giving you guys that world-class boxing content. I've been really pushing myself to levels that I've never ever been to in my whole time here on YouTube.
Coming.
So I really do feel like this year, like, you know, not for nothing, not to talk shit, but just so long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I feel like this is gonna be one of the biggest boxing channels in the world, in all of the YouTube. Like I'm talking about, it's gonna be up there. So
real talk. Hopefully,
you guys spread the word, tell a friend to tell a friend, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.